So we will hear from the Indian captain in his pre-departure press conference just in about 20 minutes from now. But the Indian team leaves for England tonight, though India today is already in England. Our consulting editor, Borya Majumdar, joins us from London. He's going to be there with us all through the tournament, covering and seeing the Indian cricket team very closely as they try to mount their challenge for a third World Cup title. Borya, Virat Kohli is ready. The Indian team is ready. Everybody is calling them the favourites, but in England we are seeing a lot of runs. What is it that you're expecting from this Indian cricket team, and a semi-final position most likely for them, but is a third trophy coming home as far as you're concerned?
Look, you asked me several questions there. First things first, 370 gets chased here in England. In the recent games, Pakistan got 360, England chased down 360. So 350 perhaps is the new par, Radhika. India, big chance for two reasons. One, I think the middle overs will decide the World Cup, unlike in 2015 or 2011. It's pretty chilly, as you can see. I'm wearing an overcoat. It's pretty cold. Will be like this till early June, and then it gets somewhat hotter as the Pakistan match comes up and June progresses. So it'll be pretty chilly, cold, maybe a little rainy in early June in London and the rest of England. Southampton, for example. India, fabulous team. My trump cards, Kuldeep Yadav, Yuzvendra Chahal and Jasprit Bumrah. Because this World Cup, unlike many others, will be decided in the middle overs. That's where the problem is now. Every team is considering, conceding 7, 8, 9. That's why the totals are going more than 350, 360. That's where India has a chance. I went to Edinburgh to watch Sri Lanka play. I went to London. I went to sort of the England-Pakistan game. I can tell you this. Every commentator, every cricket pundit knows every team has a good batting lineup. What will be decided is in the middle overs. So that's what we've got to wait and see.
You mentioned what will be decided is through the middle overs, the batting lineups. Of course, we heard Mark Wood, the England bowler, a few days back saying that England is capable of scoring 500 runs. It's no longer about a 350. 350 has become a regular. They are targeting 500 runs. You mentioned the conditions, Borya. Now, we saw some changes in the Pakistan squad today for the World Cup. And Inzamam ul Haq came out and said we didn't expect the pitches to be as flat as they are, at least this time of the year. So run feast on the cards, is it going to be, how are the bowlers going to tackle it? Because you mentioned the spinners who will become really crucial the way the wickets in England are playing right now.
See, the point is very simple, Radhika. I mean, the team which has a better bowling unit on good batting wickets will come through. Because between overs 10 and 40, you just have four fielders. Four fielders in the boundary line manning. That's when Kuldeep will bowl. That's where Chahal will bowl. That's when Pandya will bowl. You cannot hide a bowler. My point is very simple. In this World Cup, your fifth bowler cannot be hidden like it has been in past World Cups. India has 5 genuine bowlers. You have Bumrah, you have Shami or Bhuvi. You will have the 2 spinners, you have Hardik. Hardik, if you've seen in the IPL, is a genuine 140. He's bowling very well. He's picking wickets. That is why. England, Moeen Ali and Rashid, yes, they batted superbly against Pakistan, but Pakistan each time also scored 340, 50, 60. So the England bowling is also under the scanner. If you take a look at Australia, 1 decent spinner. South Africa, Imran Tahir. Pakistan, a recovering Shadab Khan. New Zealand, maybe 1. India has the luxury of 2 wristies and then also Pandya. 5 genuinely decent bowlers will have to do the job in the middle overs. Conditions very flat. How many times have I told you this over the last 2 months? Because I knew the batting conditions will be a delight for Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. Indian batting lineup will not have a problem. The question is, can we stand up in the middle overs? Can our spinners, the wrist spinners, do the job? Ashwin and Jadeja failed in 2017 in the Champions Trophy because people were surprised. People were surprised with the nature of wickets which are batting decks, flat batting decks. That's why the problem. Even if it's overcast like today, you will not see the ball swing. You will not see much movement. That is when your wrist spinners and your fifth bowler will come into play.
Borya, we'll talk about it a little in detail. How is it that India is stacked up? Who are the challengers first? You mentioned England and their bowling. They did make a change today to their squad. Jofra Archer has been included to England's squad. We'll talk about that. But first up, let us listen to the Indian captain. Boria, in fact, spoke to Virat Kohli a while back when he spoke about the tag of favourites, the wrist spinners and lots more as he spoke about the 2019 World Cup challenge. Listen in.
Is this the most important tournament you've ever played? Captain, best batsman, the flag bearer of our dreams, as I said.
Well, if you look at everything together, I think yes, this is going to be probably the tournament where I'm more or less going to be involved in a lot of things. As you said, in 2011, yes, I was there as a player, but I did not. I wasn't involved in all the meetings and the pressures that come with taking the team forward and how to go about it. I was just happy doing my practice bit and just contributing to the team. Yeah, but at this point of time, it's going to be very different. Even 2015, I wasn't involved to an extent where I had to be a part of everything that's going on. So yeah, to understand the magnitude of a tournament like this from a captain's point of view, along with the team management, it's a different ball game. So and it's something I'm really looking forward to because when you play so much international cricket, after a while you need a bigger challenge. And I think there's no bigger challenge than the World Cup, and to come at this time where we played so much cricket over the past few years, and to find a tournament like this where every team is just up and running again, they're so excited for it. I think it's amazing for world cricket.
Whoever I speak to, Virat, be it Sachin, be it anybody from the past, they say this team has it in it to go and win the World Cup. Everyone says we have a great chance, we have a great chance. Now that the team is selected, you have your 15, how are you looking at it? Do you think we have all bases covered? Fitness, quality, potential. Obviously, winning is a different ball game. Semi-final, anything can happen. We know that's sport. But as a team approaching the tournament in terms of preparation, and you've always told this process, preparation, are you happy going into the tournament?
We are all very, very happy, to be honest. The kind of cricket we have played in the last couple of years, as you said, especially looking at the way we played away from home, is a great sign of things falling in place for us at the right time. We're all very happy with the team. It's probably the most balanced side we could have thought of. Everyone who we wanted to be in a good headspace came into a good headspace. They're all doing well, they're all playing well. So I think those are the kind of things that are really crucial for a team to play well together.
If I look at the format, this is the most challenging format. 9 teams play each other, right? 92 was the last time this happened. Again, it's happening after 25 years. But if we look at our schedule, we are playing South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and that big one, Pakistan. Can't get tougher. How are you looking at it? And when we talk, this match of Pakistan, the rhetoric outside, what has happened in the extra cricketing world, does that make you feel we are a tad unfair as in the nation? Ultimately, it's a cricket match between two teams. Are the extra sort of outside factors at all important for you? Or can you cocoon yourself to all that and say, oh, you know what? Don't put that pressure on me. Me and my team will go out and play a cricket match.
Look, again, pressure is as much as you want to take it. We have always approached that game as a cricket match. When you step onto the field, you can't think of the things that might have been in your head or the things that are going on the outside. It's just purely the game that you love playing. And if you want to win a game of cricket, you have to be present, you have to use your brain, you have to use your heart at times to be brave. So you can't think of many things on the outside, and we as a team definitely don't think of any of those things. Regardless of who we are playing, for us it's a cricket game. But the fact they're saying that we're playing 4 strong side initially, I think presents also an opportunity to get into a headspace where if you do well against these teams, then you feel like you're there as a team and things are running in auto mode. So we are all looking at that as an opportunity rather than saying maybe a few easier games initially. There's no easy game in the World Cup. Every team is going to be as motivated and as pumped up to win against any team. And we have to be the same, and we should be grateful that we're getting tough games initially so that we can find ourselves out as a team where we stand and really work on things. Or if we get on a winning roll, then things go really well for the team in a long tournament like this.
So Virat Kohli, as usual, relishes challenges, and that is what he's expecting in this World Cup. But how is it that India have performed in the World Cup till now? We all know that we've won 2 titles, 1983 and 2011. But apart from that as well, India do have a great record. a win percentage of over 61 in 75 matches that they've played. The Indian cricket team has won 46 of them. So, of course, victory is behind them as far as the World Cup's concerned. There is, of course, the way that they have played in England. That is another factor that we need to factor in. India in World Cups in England also have a decent record. The team has played 22 matches and has won 11. So the team knows how to win in England. The team knows how to win in pressure games in the World Cup. Let us go across to Boria once again and factor in something that Virat Kohli in fact said. Boria, we were looking at the schedule and you asked Virat Kohli about facing big teams right at the top. We're starting the World Cup against South Africa, who would by the 5th of June already have played a couple of matches. You've got Australia next, who according to Brett Lee will probably produce the player of the tournament in David Warner, the way he's batting. Steve Smith, of course, back in the ranks. There is New Zealand, who were the finalists last time around, and then the big one against Pakistan. Virat Kohli, of course, said that there is no easy team in the World Cup, and we relish the fact that we are playing the big teams first on. But if the team performs well in this phase, it, of course, gives them a big boost, because then they really, it's not about taking things lightly, but they know the equation well enough, and they can probably rest a few players because it is going to be a tough World Cup with the team playing 9 matches before the semi-final stage.
Yeah, but there are plenty of gaps. I mean, after 16th, you have a 6-day gap. After 22nd, you have a 5-day gap. So why rest? I mean, how much rest do you need? You've got to have your top boys play all the games. Why not? I mean, if you get through, you rightly said, if you get through the first phase, 5th, 9th, 13th, and 16th, well, even if you win 3 out of those 4, you're through. I mean, India does expect to win about 7, maybe come in the top 2 of the World Cup. I mean, I will be, for one, very, very surprised if India doesn't make the semi-final. I mean, hugely surprised. India has the team to go the distance like England does. I think India, because of the has an extra balance, because of Hardik, because of Kedar, who will bowl and pick a few wickets. And I don't see why, if this schedule, I mean, after the 16th, you have 6 days. After the 22nd, you have 5 days. Why do you want to rest people? How much rest do people need? You know, this is a side that is fit enough. We've seen that in the IPL. They could take the reverse of 14 games in the IPL. And this schedule, I mean, after the first 4 games, and if they do well, they can relax a little bit. 22nd is Afghanistan, 27th is the West Indies, and then last match is Sri Lanka. So they can do their permutation combination. Sri Lanka is not the Sri Lanka of old. So you can do your run rates, you can do that. But if you beat the first, of the first 4, you win 3, you are through, according to me. Pakistan is the mother of all contests. It's a good side in England. They won 2009 World T20. They won the Champions Trophy. Let's not take them lightly. Australia with Warner and Smith, different side. South Africa, maybe of the 4 that we are playing, perhaps a tad weak. New Zealand, very dangerous. But you really want to start the World Cup well. 2013, we beat South Africa hands down, thanks to Shikhar Dhawan, if you remember that 100. And we went on to win the Champions Trophy. This time round, you start well against South Africa and Southampton. It sets you up.
Of course, starting well is what the team is going to look at. But Boria, before this embark on that South Africa challenge on the 5th of June, there are a couple of practice matches that India is going to play. They play against New Zealand, they play against Bangladesh. We will be joined by Vijay Shankar in a while on the show as well. What is it that India is going to look to achieve in these 2 practice games? We will speak to Vijay Shankar, in fact, about that number 4 position. The way that Vijay Shankar played in the IPL, the way KL Rahul played in the IPL, is that something that the team will look to try in these 2 couple of practice matches? Do you see anything that they want to fix in that 11, or do you think Virat Kohli is certain about the 11 that he wants to field against South Africa on the 5th of June?
You know, I think Vijay Shankar will start because he gives you that extra bowling option. That's why maybe he will start. Maybe KL Rahul will get another opportunity later, or they might do KL Rahul 1 game, they might do Vijay Shankar 1 game. The question you asked me, what will India look to get out of these practice games? Very simple. Get their final 11 in place. That's all you need to do. Give people a go in English conditions. The first match is at the Oval, where you will play Australia on the 9th of June, Radhika. So that's very, very important. On the 9th of June, same ground. You lost the final against Pakistan in that ground. 28th is Cardiff. That's a different challenge because it's slightly up north. It's in Wales. You go up. So the weather will be slightly more chillier against Bangladesh. But if you ask me, the question is very simple. India will look to get its final 11 in place in those first 2 games. And having spoken to practically half or more than the team members, I will tell you, Vijay Shankar has a very good chance because they want 4 or 5 extra overs out of Vijay Shankar. They think he lends that balance, and he's also a very good batsman. That's how I see this. At the moment, number 4 goes to Shankar. Then if he fails, then KL Rahul, obviously a huge plus, given his batting form, might come into the mix. But whatever it is, think about it. Shankar, Pandya, Kedar, the 2 spinners, then your bowlers, you have plenty of options for Virat Kohli, which you will need, because you just can't rely on 5 bowlers in such batting conditions.
We will talk about that, Boria. The fact that we have batting options down the order, the all-rounder, the importance of Hardik Pandya. But we were speaking about Vijay Shankar, and we did tell our viewers that he will join us on the broadcast. We'd like to welcome Vijay Shankar to the show. He's all ready to, of course, depart for his maiden World Cup challenge. But Vijay, this is something that we were discussing a while back. I don't know how much you listen to what the critics have to say and what is written about you, but your position, the number 4 position in the Indian batting lineup, was quite debated when the team was being selected. You, of course, got through Virat Kohli, MSK Prasad. Everybody spoke about your 3-dimensional abilities. The way you've featured in the IPL, the number 4 debate, was that something that you were thinking when you were playing in the IPL, or is that all behind you and you're only focused on your World Cup appearance?
Well, there might have been, a lot of debate about the number 4 slot, but, as cricketers, we tend to face all these things. It is very important to keep it really simple. It is very important to believe in our own strengths and work on all aspects of the game. That is the only thing which we can do. It is just about, keeping things really simple for me, and I always believe in just being calm and be focused on my own preparation, and which I've been doing for the past 1 week. So these things happen, and I've learned to overcome all these things.
Vijay, also the IPL, I mean, the fact that you've played competitive cricket with international players who are going to feature in the IPL gives you great preparation ground for the World Cup. You did get a great few starts, maybe not converting them enough. There were questions raised about maybe not being in the best of shape heading into the World Cup, the way you batted in the IPL. How do you rate your IPL performances, and have they given you confidence, or do you regret not being able to finish games for the Sunrisers?
Well, IPL, it's been a great experience for me this year, and on paper I would have batted at 3-4 in most of the occasions, but if you see the situation in which I walked in, it was mostly after the 12th or 13th over. So it is just about going in and showing the intent for the team, and it is just about giving our best to the team. I might have batted at number 3 or 4, but when the openers play till the 12th over, it is just about the rest of us going in and just trying to get maximum. And it has been a different experience for me, and I might have missed out on few not out opportunities this year, but other than that, I felt I had a pretty decent season this year. I ended up with I think 244 runs, but when I play mostly at number 4-5 in the later half of the IPL, and walking in after the 15th over is something different, and it's just about missing out on not out opportunities. Other than that, I felt I had a pretty decent IPL this year.
Vijay, there wasn't a lot of gap between the final IPL match that you played in the playoffs to the team heading for the World Cup tonight. How is it that you've prepped for the World Cup? Anything in particular? Have you seen matches the way England is producing 350 plus scores? Number 4 becomes a crucial spot if the team wants to accelerate. Are you doing anything particular for that spot, or how is it that you have prepped for the World Cup in the gap between the IPL and now?
Well, nothing different. It is just about how I generally work with my coach here in Chennai, and it is about being in good space and being confident. And more than number 4, I feel it is about adapting quickly to the conditions and situations that I might encounter there. So that is something very important, rather than thinking about this number 4.
Vijay, do stay on with us. We will speak to you a little more, but let us go across to Boria as well, who is still with us from London, all ready to welcome the Indian cricket team who depart for England tonight. Borja, we were just speaking to Vijay Shankar, and of course he will probably bat at that number 4 spot. You mentioned how it is going to be crucial how, say, the all-rounders play. We've heard a lot of other experts also say that it is going to be important how, say, the lower order batsmen, the amount of runs they score, with England getting your Stokes and Wokes and everybody, Moeen Ali and those 370 plus scores. India's got a Hardik Pandya out there. You've said this in the past, a lot of others have said Hardik Pandya brings a great balance to the team. Is he going to be that X factor? You've mentioned the spinners, but do you feel Hardik Pandya, with the way he has the ability to accelerate the moment he hits the ground, is that going to be crucial for India in the World Cup?
I think he's India's most critical cog, along with Virat Kohli and Jasprit Bumrah. And obviously the spinners, but Hardik Pandya, I mean, his all-round ability. Most importantly, mentally, how is Hardik Pandya? If you have an opportunity to interview Hardik Pandya and speak to him, you will know that this World Cup matters to him more than his life. I mean, after all of the controversy, he knows that to redeem himself fully, to be accepted by the country wholeheartedly, to become a hero again, he needs to do well in the World Cup. He started it with the Mumbai Indians. And you can understand what goes on in his mind. I mean, if he's in a good mental frame, Hardik Pandya will be the asset that India needs. Remember the Champions Trophy final? Had he not got out, he would have made it close. Now, Hardik Pandya is a 200% better player compared to then and now. You've got Kedar Jadhav, another key cog. Hardik Pandya, very, very important. So, just like England has in Wokes, Stokes and Ali, we have in Hardik and Kedar. And obviously the talisman in MS Dhoni. So, after the top order and Vijay Shankar's 5, 6, 7 is actually Dhoni, Pandya, Kedar. Now, that's as good as it can get anywhere. And I mean, I keep saying this. Have you seen Hardik's bowling speeds? It's 140 plus in the IPL. If you speak to Hardik, even during the controversy when it was raging, all he kept saying was he made a mistake, he wants to play the World Cup. There you know that this man deeply wants to do well in the World Cup and wants to perform. He's not doing any interviews because legally he was asked not to. But if you speak to him personally, you will know that Hardik Pandya knows in his mind that he will become a real hero if he wins well in this World Cup for India. The World Cup to make the semi-finals is what is important, because after that it's a one-off game. A knockout is when one guy can just sort of do it like Steven Smith did in 2015. So the focus, just like in the IPL, is on the playoffs. Here should be on making the semi-finals first. Then we will think of the next phase. And there, Hardik Pandya for me holds the key.
You mentioned the Champions Trophy, Borja, and I can't really forget the way Hardik Pandya was disappointed when he was run out. The way he looked at Ravindra Jadeja, there were a lot of memes floating, of course. But the fact that Hardik Pandya was supremely angry, the fact that he fought this lone battle in that final and thought that he could get India through, is the mentality that we want from this squad, and it is going to help the Indian team as they mount their challenge for the 2019 World Cup. We're also joined by Harbhajan Singh on the broadcast, who of course knows a thing or two about winning the World Cup because he did so in 2011. We will speak to Harbhajan.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.